Just a disclaimer, everything that I mention in this video is 100% free. So in the next clip, I'm going to speak in my professional speaking voice because the tips in this video will completely change your life, the way it changed mine. But I want you to take it seriously and really write down the points, check on the websites before it's too late, and just start. I currently work remotely at a UK bank as a software engineer. I didn't study any of the STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering or math. I don't have a computer science degree. I didn't use a bootcamp. So how did I do it? Keep listening and I'll tell you the 5 things I did to secure this job. I went from newbie to back-end developer in less than a year, 10 months. When I say complete newbie, I mean I had never written a line of code before. I didn't know what code was, didn't do anything at university, no introductory courses, no modules, no summer internships, nothing. I'm saying this so that you know that this is 100% possible. Like, this is 100% doable. Like, just get back to the video. I had never written a line of code before and I didn't know what any of the programming languages were. I had never taken any introductory courses while at university or in the evenings. I was 100% a tech newbie. Before I did a career switch, I worked as a psychologist for a homeless charity in London. We worked with women who were going through domestic violence and substance misuse. I came across this book by Carol Vorderman called Coding for Kids. In my eyes, if it's easy enough for a child to understand it, it should be easy enough for my old self to figure it out. I also found out about a company called zlibrary.org. That's where I got all my free books that helped me learn. I did free courses from Udemy and Coursera, the Harvard CS50. I also tried to do small projects through YouTube tutorials by following what I've been watching online. One day in November 2020, I came across a tweet by a fellow YouTuber who talks of this company called Code First Girls. This company is single-handedly the only reason why I've managed to secure my first tech job. Code First Girls. It's 100% free. I first applied to Code First Girls for the Introductory to Python course in November 2020. This was a short course of 2 hours every week for 8 weeks. Once I finished the Introduction to Python course, I didn't really feel like I knew enough to apply anywhere or knew enough to even build anything. So I started using this platform right here, YouTube. Watching more tutorials from channels like Nesso Academy, Giraffe Academy, Sunday, just to get a flavour of things. And I realised that the easiest way for me to learn is if I learn something, I can teach it again, and hopefully that will solidify my knowledge while teaching the next person. So I created a channel called Computational Badass, and the idea was whatever I learn, I would teach it. This technique of learning and teaching built what I now have today and really helped my application form for something called the Nano Degree by Code First Girls. Before I applied to the Nano Degree, I asked myself several questions. Am I willing to work hard for the 3 months it will take me to complete this Nano Degree or for the rest of my life? Am I willing to get unstuck on these problems without the help of a mentor? Because I don't really know anyone who can help me. And am I motivated enough to never give up on these problems that I'm facing? More importantly, am I willing to give up a lot of my free leisure time in the early years of self-teaching? And if I do find a job, am I willing to keep learning and coding outside of normal working hours? Do I want to adopt programming as one of my main hobbies? I know not to assume that I can just flip a switch and this will be the case, because I know how hard it was being self-taught and teaching myself Java. And I realised that I didn't have a mentor at the time, so every problem that I came in contact with, I had to figure it out and sit with myself for a few days to figure out how to answer these questions. I would use YouTube, Stack Overflow, or go on forums to figure out how to answer these questions. Sometimes I'll spend 2-3 days trying to figure out questions, but I realised that there was something here, because I'm not someone I don't stick to anything. If something's hard, I usually just bounce. But I was finding myself like trying to figure out these problems, and I thought, this might be something that I actually enjoy doing. I know that people have different learning styles, but the way I learn is no matter what I
read, I try and make a flashcard out of it. So I use an app called Anki Web FlashCards, which is free, or you can download it on your phone. So whatever I read from the textbooks that I get from Z Library, which are free, I make flashcards out of them. And as I code along with the people who I'm watching on YouTube, the playlists, it teaches me in step-by-step increments what to do next. And even though it feels like I know nothing, which you will feel once you start, it will take a while for the dots to connect. Give yourself time, just practice. The brain knows what it's doing. The more you do, the more your brain kind of understands and connects the dots. More importantly, the more you practice, the better you get. I met my mentor on Bumble. This app has 3 features: friendship, dating, and business. I use Bumble Biz and use the tag software engineering, computer science, or programming as a means of swiping left and right, not to waste anyone's time or mine. After a week, I matched with a guy called Jack. I explained what I needed and my need for a career switch. He actually replied and matched with me and told me he was actually a hiring manager for Facebook and previously for Barclays. I mean, I couldn't believe my luck. He was a front-end developer and he helped create the Barclays banking app. Now, I'm a back-end developer, but either way, I was going to take whatever help I was given. So he gave me so many recommendations of people who looked up to him in the industry, completely disregarded all my imposter syndrome. Over the last few months, I now get help wherever I can. Currently, I have a roster of 7 to 8 mentors. Some of them don't know that they are my mentors because I haven't actually told them that they are, but I always find time to ask them thorough questions about tech in informal settings. Now, never stop asking for help. Everyone is willing to share knowledge in whatever way they can. This is my first tech job, and my salary from last month after tax was £4,530. My annual income is £58,000 plus 10% towards my pension, so everything comes to £64,000 a year. In future, I hope to continue enjoying what I do for as long as I can, and when I don't enjoy it anymore, I'll do another career switch, and hopefully I'll keep inspiring people to get into tech. It's just a fantastic field.
Where would you be right now had you not quit?